How long from concept to release does it take to design a full killer, not including perks, survivor, or map, but just the killer and their power? It fluctuates depending on the weather, but in general, no shot. 11 to 12 months from start to finish to make one killer. You're kidding. A killer, not a chapter, a killer. 12 months to make Skull Merchant. There's no shot. DBD's devs did a AMA, Ask Me Anything, on Reddit, of all places. And I've only seen like a couple things pop up. Nothing crazy. I kind of want to see like what they answered, to be honest. As we consider to clean up some of the more useless offerings on the Blood Web, such as the ones that only slightly buff blood points, we are actually exploring the offerings and their system as a whole right now. On the design team, I can't give you any hints about what this might be changed or where we might end up yet, but we're exploring new effects. That's a big nothing burger. I'm not gonna lie. We can't tell you anything about it. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Swamp Realm had an unfinished map featuring a village structure as well as the Blood Willow tree from the art book, possibly related to the Wraith back when he was still a part of the Swamp Realm. Is there any plans in the future to bring this map as a playable one in the Dead by Daylight, maybe with a visual upgrade? I actually didn't know that. I didn't know that there was like a different subset map of the swamp. That's kind of interesting. Any plans on improving daily rituals? Nothing concrete. Yeah, so nothing that I can tell you. Are there any plans to rework or change Freddy? I can't give you any details. Shall we start counting it? Should we make a little counter every time they go? Yeah, excellent question there. Excellent question. Unfortunately, we cannot tell you. Like, are there any plans to update earlier licensed killers with their own music tracks? We would love for all the killers to have this feature. No limitation out of our control. That's understandable because obviously it's licensed. Oh, Odds made a question. Are there any plans to make custom games easier to set up tournaments and other events? It's been years since the introduction of custom matches, and we haven't really had any new settings since. It's true. That's very true. This is a topic that makes the read our radar. We can see the value. It's been left untouched. Unfortunately, still early. Okay, so that's what? That's 4? That's 4 of, I can't tell you. What caused the sudden shift to add more clutter and obstructions in the new maps and reworks? True, that's a good question. That is a fantastic question. Please tell me they answer that. As clutter, you might be referring to 2 different things, so I'll try my best to answer both meanings. Clutter is in more objects, making navigation more difficult. As our team grew during the graphical rework, a lot of details were added to make the maps richer. I really hope he's not talking about Borgo, because that does not enrich in the map. Does the dev team have any plans on reworking or updating the chapter? I mean, he got a pass. Could have been worse, you know what I mean? But at the moment, we have no significant upgrade plans. Okay, so sorry, we can't tell you. What is that? That's 5 or 6. What happened to the Promised Twins rework? It was talked about that being the next killer update after Legion, though we haven't heard anything. Due to limited space in each reason and the unexpected complexity of the update needed for the twins. Oh no, it's been delayed. Oh shit, man. Twins mains are crying right now. That's tough. It's been designed. We're working on it, something releasing early 2024. Dude, that's bad. That is bad. That doesn't mean it's coming in early 2024. That means at the earliest, early 2024. So that probably means mid to late. Any updates on console PC cross progression? Also a good question. Okay, I shouldn't be surprised. There's no further update. Yes, any general question that the community has been asking for years. Any comment? Sorry, we have no update. Sorry. New trend of original licensed survivors getting voice lines. Can we expect this to be implemented for the previous ones and include the possibility of original survivors or interacting with each other? Never say never. DBD's in a game. Bro, the amount of time, I'm sorry. I appreciate them doing an AMA. I do. But what is the point of even answering? Just ignore them. Just ignore the question. Will mobile cosmetics be ported anytime soon? We will start porting some mobile cosmetics over. Okay. Starting sometime in the next year. That shit's never happening. That's not happening. In the next year, not happening. Possibly get new mods for killers as customization option. Good question. Maybe they'll answer it, actually. Cries and backlog. Is there any discussion regarding raising killer FOV to help reduce modern motion sickness for those who are affected? Short answer, yes. You can expect to see some later this year or early next year. Has there anybody any thoughts on adding alternative game modes or queues? Of course, it'd be a massive undertaking, but I'm curious if it's ever given any real thought. A ranked mode or a mode with different rules like draft picking perks or anything would be really cool. I agree. That'd be really sick. I can confirm this. Some of you are actively prototyping. We will start small, doing game modes as limited time modes and building up from there. We are hopeful that they will share more with you later this year. Oh, the amount of times that they bait us, was saying in player feedback reports, hey guys, how would you feel about a new game mode? Would you like it? And everybody goes, yes. Yes, please add new game mode. And then they never update about it. You're correct. We initially want to change Executioner because we believe he can be improved. That hasn't changed. We still want to release an update for him in the future. Your suggestion about looking at the add-ons is noted. Yeah, your comment is noted. But you can't, you will not see a add-on change in your lifetime. Sorry, buddy. How long from concept to release does it take to design a full killer, not including perks, survivor, or map, but just the killer and their power? It fluctuates depending on the weather, but in general, no shot. 11 to 12 months from start to finish to make one killer. You're kidding. A killer, not a chapter, a killer. 12 months to make Skull Merchant. There's no shot. There's no shot. It took them 12 months? No, bro. There's no way it took them that long. That has to be a lie. How is it that slow? I thought at the most it would be like 6 months, right? That's more reasonable for like an entire chapter, right? To make a chapter like from start to finish 6 months in advance. If we're talking a survivor, a killer, a new map, perks, that's more reasonable. But one killer, 12 months. That is insane. I think many people would agree with me in saying Hillbilly needs some add-ons adjusted, but also why is the overheat mechanic still a thing? It's pretty much a non-factor in their add-ons to increase the overheat limit anyway. We've been working on him. An update has been designed for our Billy Boy, including add-ons. No specific date planned for implementing this just yet, but you can expect it from us sometime in the next year. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Behavior, it's not that hard. All you have to do, now hear me out, is remove overheat. But just like go in the code and magically, you know, delete overheat from existing, and then maybe, just maybe, returning like half of his good add-ons. Just recycle all the old back into Billy, and the entire community would be happy. Are there ever plans to make totally new maps with the same realm as old locations? That's absolutely something I would love to do. We don't have any plans. 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 Out of curiosity, were there any concepts that the team was considering as powers to the singularity before deciding on biopods? Biopods were in the concept at the beginning. Originally, the killer had two mechanics it could use. One involved shooting the pods to teleport to survivors, and the other one allowed it to shoot survivors to teleport them to its location. I'm glad they didn't do that, because that would just seem like a pinhead / clown slowdown killer. I will give Behavior credit where it's due. They f up a lot, but that's a cool killer that's coming out soon. Skull Merchant is a polarizing character currently. That's one way to say it. Are you happy with how Skull Merchant turned out? Do you plan on future revisions? Skull Merchant has problems on live, and we are very aware of that. We feel the killer is damn, I really wonder what they must have smoked to like write that. He had a gun up to his head typing that sentence, bro. There's no way. New unique items for survivors. It just goes to show how brilliant minds think alike. We've been discussing this very recently. No concrete plans, as we're still very early in the process. The team has stated that maps take by far the most development time out of everything else. How long does it take to make an original map from concept to completion? Also, how difficult it is to modify the maps once they're in game? Depending on the style of the map, it could take up to 6 months for the map alone. I just don't understand how it takes them this long. We've seen the modding community develop maps in a couple months time frame, just themselves, just one modder alone developing insane maps to try on the private server, make new perks, make new abilities, make new game modes, prop hunt, 2v8. There are many things the modding community has done. Dude, just hire the modders. I've been saying this for years. What are your thoughts on replacing the shrine with a menu of teachable perks that can be purchased at will? I agree with this. I think that would be a better way to play. We are aware the system needs an update, however, remains on the backlog. I'm surprised I haven't seen anybody ask about accessibility and graphic options, because the fact that we have to make a config to get 120 FPS is ridiculous. Made for this. Long servers keep pace with 110 killers like Hag during the endgame. Is this something the team is aware of? We are aware of that Made for this has made quite an impact. We're going to be watching out for feedback and data once the community has opportunity to test this. That is a place where it is completely fair to be like, we're going to monitor and we'll get back to you. That's a fair place to say that, because it actually hasn't come out yet. That's an okay place to say it. But to like every other fucking question say, we have this on the backlog. We're going to address this later. Well, we hear you noted, like, bro, like, feature to sell or combine add-ons that we don't want. Based, they did not reply, I bet. Oh, yeah, not surprised. Is there a reason for more survivor emotes not been added? You can make a fortune from selling them, and it's not like it'll break immersion since the game is long past that point. Survivor emotes was an idea we played with many years ago. We even got so far to implement a few of them in prototype build. Unfortunately, we found them to often break immersion or encourage negative gameplay behavior. For that reason, we haven't revisited the idea for a number of years. Never say never, but survivor emotes certainly won't be coming anytime in the near future. Sure, it broke the immersion in what, 2016? Now, who cares? Like, why can't I backflip? Why can't I dance? Like, why do you care, bro? Is there going to be an update where survivors can always recover from the dying state? No, we're not planning on making that part of the game. If you're talking about finisher more, we tested that. There was a lot of feedback, and we're still working on that feature, but we are not planning on putting Unbreakable in the survivor base yet. Guys, how many questions have they actually answered? 3? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, bro. That was actually monolithically dog. There were maybe 3, 4 questions actually answered, and even then, those questions would be like, no, that's never happening. Expect to see it in a year or 2. I love the devs. It's primarily a management issue with behavior. It is primarily a management issue. But that was a terrible AMA. Never say never. Yeah, fuck me.